Should be live here, but give it some time just to see where. Make sure everything's working okay here. Should be getting into it in just a second. Just checking, making sure everything's working all right here. Looks like we're all good to go. All right. Well, welcome guys to the launch stream for Out of the Park 21. Gonna be, as the title says, gonna be trying to win a title with everyone, every team. Don't know how many weeks I'll be streaming this, but be streaming it pretty consistently, so figured I'd start with the hometown boys, the Diamondbacks. Also, I'm going in alphabetical order, and they're first in the game, so we'll do challenge mode, and then D-backs 30. Excellent. I don't think I'm going to load anything else. You can just do the random international free agents. Alright, but let's jump into it. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I know they've been slowly cutting down on the loading timers for like creating new leagues and stuff, like the checking logos, and that's been getting better throughout the last couple of years. At least for me it has. I can't speak for everyone, but it used to be an absolute nightmare, so. Oh yeah, that was unbelievably quick. Alright, so let's do it's SuperKman. That'll be me. August 5th, the real B-Day, or 98, sorry, misclicked. GM and manager, and we're taking over Arizona. They'll be first. Jump right into it. All right, here we go. Really like the new interface, the vibrant colors and everything. I think it looks great. Yeah, I think they did a really good job redoing this. This is also my first time playing through a save in this game, so yeah, I guess we'll be we'll be going through the new stuff together. Let's take a look at the settings first and foremost. Scouting reports is on normal, 20 to 80, 20 to 80 stars. That's kind of how I like it personally. I like to check this box. Players and face gen, suspensions there and everything are on. Personalities, all players for pictures. No baseball cards because that takes forever. Since it's challenge mode, I can't change any of that stuff, and then I don't really want to adjust anything here, I don't think. Oh, I want to turn these to no, because I don't really, it kind of just is boring that way. Yeah, I think everything else is going to stay the same. I could change the award names if I really, really wanted to. I guess I'll do that now. Just to the real ones. Gold glove. Gold glove. Award. Excellent. And everything else is already the same. We can do evolution. Actually, I'll just turn that off for now, just to make each, since we're doing all these kind of similar runs, we'll do all that the same here. But everything else I think is going to be fine. I don't think I want to adjust anything. One of the big rule changes, obviously, this year is expanded roster size is now 28 players. And then your active is 26. So, you know, just a little bit of more interesting stuff there. But let's look at the roster. Take a look at who we have. Obviously, the big offseason signing, Madison Bumgarner coming to the desert. The rodeo king himself. Oh, it actually shows school on the personal details now. I actually think that's really cool. I love that change. Oh, hey, Connor. How are you? How are you doing? You're modded, right? I want to make sure you're modded. In the chat there. Show mod icons. Running this all from OBS is a little bit of a pain. Marble racing? Oh, unfortunately the marble racing simulator it's in development. It's not quite out yet, so unfortunately gotta get stuck with a fake sport like baseball here. Yeah, you should be modded. At least I think you are. Show mod icons. If you're not, just let me know, and I'll try to fix it. OBS is a disaster. OBS is a disaster. But that's all right. We'll jump into this. Just talking about the team a little bit. At least who we have right now. Bumgarner is the main piece. Just signed him to that pretty reasonable contract, honestly, for you know, what everyone else. No, don't make me take away your mod privileges, Connor. No. Unacceptable. We signed him to a pretty reasonable extension or contract in free agency. He's really cheap this year. He's really cheap in the last year. And honestly, 19's not bad at all for a second year for kind of a pretty decently good pitcher. His movement in this game is awful. Wow, that is not good. Yeah, his ratings aren't great, but we can probably get them to work. Really stoked for Zach Gallen. Hopefully he can turn out to be as good as everyone thinks he might be in real life. That would be a positive if he ends up becoming super good. So, Robbie Ray obviously is the big talk of the team. We're going to have a decision with him at the deadline, whether or not we want to move him. It depends on how good we are. Even if we're good, we might be able to get some pieces for him by shipping him off somewhere else. Demand, obviously, for starting pitching is super high. At least in real life it is. So, yeah. Ideally we'd be able to get something for him. But other changes, other big things. I think this is going to be the first season where Archie Bradley's really given the reins as the closer for the team. Obviously, he's kind of been the main setup man since 2017 when we had Fernando Rodney here and we went to the playoffs. And then in 2018, we signed Brad Boxberger, who ended up becoming our closer. And then last year, obviously, was Greg Holland. But I think this year could really be the year that he kind of takes that closer role over for himself in real life. Pretty good stuff rating. Two really solid pitches in the fastball and the knuckle curve, just like in real life. So, really excited about that. Who else? We signed Hector Rondon in the offseason from Houston, so that's a decently good signing. He has postseason experience, really good positional rating, and then not great pitches, but you know, nothing too terrible. Who was our other big signing? Guerra. We signed Guerra from Milwaukee as well. So, yeah, he's got 4 decently solid pitches. Actually, he's projected to be able to start, at least by our scout. So that's something that's interesting. As for other starting pitching, Luke Weaver. We have Weaver, who we got in that trade for Paul Goldschmidt last year, along with Carson Kelly. Ideally, we'll be able to have him turn into at least a decent middle-of-the-rotation guy. And then at the trade deadline last year, we got Mike Leake. And he wasn't great for us when he came over, but, you know, no stuff, high control. Going to be kind of that, I don't know, consistent piece in the rotation. As for batters, guys, we're really looking to take a step up. Carson Kelly, whose ratings are awesome in this game. That 4-star is probably just because he's such a good defensive catcher, which is, I mean, it's true. The 2 wins above replacement last year is excellent. Walks a lot. He's a captain. He is awesome to have. I mean, this is probably one of the best catchers in the game to have, at least at the start. So, super, super good to have him here. I guess we can go over the rest as we're going through the roster, because I'm not sure if this is what the opening day roster is going to look like. And we're just starting on opening day against Atlanta here, so let's see if I want to make any changes. Kevin McCanna might not start the season up. He's never played in the majors, so I don't really see why he would start up. Just kind of chuck him up there. Merrill Kelly is someone I can definitely consider to have up. Well, thanks, Connor. I'm really glad you're going to learn a lot today about the Arizona Diamondbacks and about baseball by me going through the team here. Yeah, I think Merrill Kelly is fine in the Major League roster. I could bring him out of the pen. Just having that long relief guy, I think, is really solid. Tomas, I might not want to start with. Is there anyone else that maybe deserves it a little bit more? John Jay, Josh Rojas, Varsho they have rated pretty well. But he's fine to start in AAA. Oh, I should probably assign my manager duties. Just because I don't want to say, since we're trying to get through a lot of games and stuff, or a lot of different teams, I'm going to set things like budgets and minor league personnel, and then all the minor league stuff to my assistant GM. Just because I want to actually kind of get through the series without taking too much time. Starling Marte, we acquired him from the Pirates. And what was a very reasonable trade, I think, for us. So, yeah, is there anybody we could drop Tomas? But he's probably fine to start the season. John Jay had a really bad year last year in Chicago, so it's totally fine probably for him to stay down. I don't know if I want to keep Rojas in AAA, though. He can start in AAA. It's fine. It's really not that big of a deal. So, oh, Crichton. Crichton's down there, too. They have him rated as a 2-star. They have him rated pretty low. So let's go ahead and set our staff and our rotation. Opening day starter is going to be probably Ray, just for the hometown benefit. Bumgarner's obviously what I would more consider the ace of the team, but Ray's been on the team longer, and I like having kind of a team guy start opening day. And then Mike Leake, Zach Gallen. Where'd Mike Leake go? Mike Leake, Zach Gallen, and then Luke Weaver, I think, is going to be our rotation to start the season. Merrill Kelly can be our long relief guy out of the bullpen. Our closer is going to be Archie, finally giving him the role, to take over the closer role. I know stoppers have been really, really good in past years of Out of the Park, but I feel like they're a little bit too good. And so having a closer kind of to balance out everyone else also using a closer, I think is fair, at least in my opinion. Our setup guys, I guess they could be Guerra and Chafin. They have Rondon rated pretty low here. They have Geinkel also rated pretty high. I mean, guys like Geinkel, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Guys like him are really highly rated and out of the park, or at least they have been historically. Any reliever that has really high stuff and like 2 really dominant pitches, OOTP loves. So how did he do last year? Not bad. 148 and a bunch of innings. So yeah, he could start the year as our 7th or later guy, avoiding high level. And then we signed Guerra to a pretty decent contract. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Nah, not like unbelievable. What did we get Rondon for? A little bit more. I think Rondon, because of the experience, is probably going to be our setup guy. The closer backup. And then we'll have Lopez, middle relief. Sherfy is middle relief. Chafin is middle relief, but used more often. And he's also going to be a specialist against lefties. And then Guerra is middle relief, and he can go long if he has to. Yeah, Cubed. I really think Arizona's going to be a fun team to work with all of the pieces that they have. You have your pitching staff that I actually think is pretty underrated in this game, and then you have maybe the best catcher in the game with Carson Kelly. And obviously Ketel Marte coming off that great season he just had, that almost 7-win season, and getting the other Marte, Starling from Pittsburgh. I definitely Cole Calhoun. You know, I think they definitely have some really fun pieces to work with to win early, at least. And you have a lot of prospects as well. I haven't really gone over the prospects much yet, but wherever they are. I mean, obviously, you have Dalton Varsho, you have Seth Beer, former OOTP god, Seth Beer, from a couple of years ago when he was, I think 2018, when he was in the draft class. He was just a monster. Yeah, Marte was insane. Ketel was a beast. He turned out to be way better than... I mean, we had him pegged for good things, but I think way better than anyone expected. The 3-star rating is kind of trolling, but I'm sure he'll... You know, his ratings don't look too bad. I'm sure he'll outperform it. So that's probably what I'm going to go with for staff for opening day. And then let's go ahead and clear all the lineups and depth charts. Carson Kelly's going to be our everyday. We signed Stephen Vogt as to be our backup catcher. I expect we'll be dealing him at the deadline. I don't really see him staying on this team for very long. Just because we have guys like Varsho and even, I believe we still have Murphy. Shit. I believe we still have Murphy. No, we have John Hicks. We signed John Hicks. That's right. From Detroit. So we have a couple viable options, and really it's just not really worth it for us to be paying $2.5 million for Vogt if we can get something for him. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't play a lot of inaugural drafts, so wow. If he's fallen around 7 or 8, that is unbelievable. He was, I mean, I want to consider him maybe a top 20 player last year, so yeah, if he falls to around 7 or 8, that's awesome. That's really, really good. Let's look at the batting ratings here. Because for platoons, for someone like Calhoun, yeah, I mean, he's really bad against lefties. Would it be worth to play someone like Tomas over him in right field? Can he play right field? Not really. Golly, he's not a good defender. I know Peralta can play right. Yeah, honestly, I'll probably not platoon to start the year. The only one I might consider would be Lamb, because I think they'll consider it in real life. But honestly, his ratings against righties are not very good. At least not better than Escobar's. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be looking at any platoons. Let's get off that DH here, because we don't have that. So Carson Kelly, Vogt can play every 4th game. And then Christian Walker's going to be starting at first. We're just going to go with the roster that I think they're going to go with in real life. At least to start off the season here. Marte in center, and then Calhoun in right. This seems kind of like what they're probably going to do. Connor, yeah, you're not a massive baseball fan. A platoon is when there's 2 players essentially playing the position. So what I was looking at was someone like Jake Lamb and Eduardo Escobar. They're both third basemen. And so I could have Eduardo Escobar, who's a switch hitter, and then Jake Lamb, who's a right hitter. I could have Eduardo, because I should probably explain for those who don't watch a ton of baseball. Batters are better against the pitcher that is the opposite arm of them. So if you're like a left-handed batter, you're going to be usually better against right-handed pitching than you are against left-handed pitching, which you could see in Jake Lamb here. He's got better gap power, better contact, better overall power. He's a better hitter against right-handed pitching. So to kind of maximize your potential, if you have some players at multiple positions, you can have, like, say, Escobar, or in this case, it would be Jake Lamb, start against right-handed pitching, and then Eduardo Escobar start against left-handed pitching to kind of maximize. Yes. Yes, platoon. Yes. And third base, yeah, like Hugh is saying, is a very platoonable role, just because there's a lot of, really solid hitters at the position. First base is another good one. Right field you see a lot of in the modern MLB. Just kind of any position where you're going to want to maximize your hitting potential out of it. Left field as well. Positions you don't really see any sort of platooning in is usually catcher, shortstop, center field. Places where you're really just going to want to play your best defender for the most part. But yeah, Escobar I think is just better than Lamb in general. So he'll probably start there. I want to get Cron some at-bats. How good is Cron in this game? He's got some power, but he's not like a beast. So, he can play every 5th game. And then Lamb. We need a backup infielder. I guess that's going to fall onto LaCastro. He's probably going to be our backup middle infielder, as well as our backup center fielder. He can't play shortstop in this game, though. Just a little frustrating. I might just send Tomas down for Vargas. Yeah, that's probably going to be the play. Yeah, the scouting accuracy feature is incredible. I actually think that's one of the best features they've added. Because it means that your scout could be, the longer you scout a player, the longer you're looking at them, the more accurate your perception of them is. It kind of gives you a credence to actually going out and finding players rather than just kind of having your scout know what everybody is like, which I think is a good thing. But we'll bring Vargas up, and we'll have LaCastro be our utility outfielder. So Vargas will be our middle infield backup. And then LeCastro can be our utility outfielder. I think that's fine. I want Lamb playing at least a little bit. He can play every 6th game. He'll play every... Actually, he can play every 3rd game against righties. And then he can play a little bit less. We'll just copy this depth chart. And paste it. And then Crone's a righty, so we'll maybe have him play a little bit more against lefties. No, because Walker's also great against lefties. So, and then Lamb will essentially never play against righties. Or against lefties, because don't want him in that lineup. And then we can have LeCastro kind of platoon with Calhoun here. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, the scouting accuracy feature, I'm really interested to see how it works, just because that's one of the biggest changes to the game. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how they end up going about it. And I don't really care about lineups. You can really tinker with lineups all day if you wanted to, but I don't think it's that big of a deal for us. So we'll just have the bench coach do the lineups. And I'll change anything if anything is overtly terrible. No, I think this is approximately what they'll do in real life. I might do this instead, though. Yeah, I think this is about right. Maybe Walker can go up. Nah, he's fine in the 5 spot. And then left-handed. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. That'll do. I'm not going to worry too much about strategy, I think. I could set my preset if we wanted to. Yeah, we can do that. So we're decently aggressive with stealing bases. Base running is kind of aggressive. Relatively conservative. Hit and run, I don't like. I just don't think it ever works in real life. Squeeze bunt's not super effective in this game. No. Or sack bunt. Sack bunt this is for hitters or for pitchers? I guess it's medium. Oh, it's doing a double there. Squeeze bunt never works in this game. I've noticed it is very inefficient. Pitch around, meh. Intentional walk, meh. Infield in, meh. Shifts are super common. I like letting pitchers go. And then hooking relievers relatively late. Righty-lefty matchup's important. Pinch hit for pitchers decently frequently. Position players, not really, because our best hitters are starting, so. And then pinch runners, not really. We have a pretty fast team. If facing an opener, yeah, likely followers, fine. All right, so looking at our money, we have about $4 million in free agent money. Are there any free agents in this game? I haven't really checked. Usually there's not. I saw Clay Buchholz. I could have him return to the desert. Oh, Puig's still a free agent. That's right. He really hasn't been. He hasn't been signed in real life yet. So, and then someone like Scooter Gennett, who had a really bad year last year, but kind of had that breakout year a couple of years ago. Just a little too much money for me. Addison Russell is intriguing though. Still only 26. Didn't really get a fair shot in Chicago. I don't know. I don't really feel like it's worth signing anybody right now. If we see some injuries, might look at the screen. We could bring in Chris Young just for the Diamondback legacy. That could be interesting. Have him play in AAA for a little bit. Yeah, why not? Just for the Diamondback fun. Connor, I appreciate you saying that. That's hopefully what I'm here for, is to provide some entertainment. I think it'd be fun to bring in Chris Young for 1.5. That's really not too much money. He can start in AAA and all right. So we can go ahead and start simming. It's challenge mode. One other thing that I'm probably not going to take advantage of is the waiver wire. The waiver wire, at least in previous games, has been pretty busted. You can get a lot of really solid players on the waiver wire really quick, but I just don't find that fun. Again, it ends up being the same players in every save, which I don't enjoy. I find maybe having some different players through different games being a little bit more enjoyable. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start getting to work. We have Atlanta for opening day. Can we get that dub? Oh, it's tomorrow, not today. I'm losing my mind. Oh, yeah, Kevin Pillar. That could be an interesting one. Where is he? He signed, right? He signed with... Oh, he re-signed with Boston. Or not re-signed. He stayed in the AFC. AFC. God, I've been playing too much football. I've been playing too much Madden. He stayed in the AL East with Boston. Yeah, actually, he's got some decently great ratings in this game. No power, but really good contact and really good avoid Ks, which is really nice, and a really solid defensive right fielder. Yeah, Boston obviously has that ridiculous outfield. Let's see, where are they? Yeah. They are starting him, at least against righties and lefties. He's full-time starting here. But that's not counting anyone like Chavez. I think he can play right. I know he can in real life. Played it in college. JD is going to be their DH. Let's see what they're asking for him. Like, what would be... The market's actually really reasonable. Stephen Vogt's not even super high on my list. So to see him on there isn't really that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure I could get that down, though. Who's someone that I wouldn't mind getting rid of? Jake Lamb, honestly. It's just not super good anymore. Actually, that lowered their interest. I didn't realize he was such a dead hit. Yeah, he's been pretty bad ever since that All-Star season. Let's see, what else? Is there anyone... If I'm getting Chris Young, I don't necessarily need someone like... No, I love LeCastro as a player, but he's really not that great in this game. He's fast, but he's not like he's not really great in the field. And Pilar's just kind of a better defensive version. So I could throw LeCastro. Oh, I can't afford him. How much is he on? He's on a 1 year for 4.2. That's super cheap. Yeah, honestly, I don't mind throwing in Vogt. It really isn't that bad of a deal for me. He's humble, though. And good work ethic is always really good. So there's no chance I could get Lamb and something else. How about... Who's on my AAA team that they'd be interested in? Kevin McKenna. I really don't care about relievers. They're kind of a dime a dozen. If I did that and Lamb, would that be better? No, they don't really care. Looks like they don't care about relievers either. I know hard mode doesn't really care about relievers. Yeah, I don't want to start Varsho on the... I would do this deal if it was... I know, they hate Lamb. I would do this deal if Varsho... If it wasn't... Like, if I wanted to keep Varsho on the main roster, but I want to get that year of eligibility. Oh, shit. Stupid Windows update. But I want to keep that year of eligibility, if possible. I could start Hicks on the main roster. It's really not that big of a deal. But vote for Pilar really isn't a... I mean, that's a definite win for me, I would say. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Sweet. All right, so first trade of the new game is Steven Vogt for Kevin Pilar. Which I actually think helps our team quite a bit. So let's restructure the roster here. We're going to need a catcher, and we're going to need to send down LeCastro, likely. Pilar's going to be DFA'd. Bring him up. And then we'll need a catcher. We're full right now, right? No, we're not. So we'll just bring up John Hicks. So we don't burn Varsho's eligibility. Yeah, because he hasn't played. And Hicks is a totally fine backup. Yeah, he can play like every 4th game, 5th game, whatever. So we don't get tired. And Pilar can platoon with Calhoun against lefties. And he can also... he can't play left field, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Do we have anybody else who can play left field? That's not starting. Vargas, kind of poorly. He'll play if he has to. Yeah, Lamb's not great. He's not the worst contract in the world. It's really not, like, unbearable. He's only on the 1 year for $5 million. It's just not super ideal to have him. Obviously, it would be better to not have him, but it's really not the worst contract in the world. I think it offers... I mean, Mike Hazen... I've said this for a while. Mike Hazen is one of the best GMs in the league, I think, in real life. He's going to be starting in right field. And then we go against lefties. Pilar's going to be starting. Can Calhoun play left? No, he can only play right. So... Vargas, I guess, is going to have to learn to play center. No, I could just move Cattell to center if I have to. And then Vargas can play left. And John Hicks can back up catcher. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, I think this is better. Getting Pilar in that lineup, I think, would be good. Yeah, Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera is, like, the worst contract in the league right now, I think. At least, not that he doesn't deserve it. Just really unfortunate how much he's getting paid for how good he is. Jesus, that is awful. But if you're playing as Detroit, and we'll kind of get into it when we do the Detroit one, but you're kind of hoping he retires. But, you know, you end up seeing what happens. So that'll be the opening roster. Our opening day is against the Braves, which is less than ideal. Just because Atlanta's super good, but we'll see. Loss on opening day. Robbie Ray gives us a quality outing. Young does sign, goes down to AAA. Would he be better than than Vargas? No, because I need that infield presence. Yeah, he'll stay in AAA for a little bit. I just want to make sure I don't lose him. But we'll see if I end up needing him. Yeah, Jansen's... I guess it depends on how Jansen turns out. Because... Oops. I'm not good at typing with this setup. The mic's, like, right in front of my keyboard, so I have to reach around. There's a couple bad contracts in the league, I would say. But it really just depends. I've seen games where Jansen turns out really great and games where Jansen turns out terrible, so. How did we do at least? Did we do well? Yeah, I mean, Ray had a great outing. Rondon and Bradley, just not enough offense to go against Soroka, which, you know, that's realistic. Super good. Looks like Will Smith's getting the saves for them. We got our first win. That's solid. And then obviously it's challenge mode, so we can't super sim. What happened? Oh, Wayward Cat storyline. I think I might just do my team just so I'm not worried about too much. Oh, Connor, no. No, it's a family-friendly chat. It's a family-friendly chat. Not great so far. It's been a really tough schedule to start the season, though. Hopefully we can pick up some wins here in San Francisco. Nope, lost in 12. Oh. No, we cannot get 4 games swept by San Fran. Okay, that's really bad. Yikes. That's not good at all. Let's see if he's doing well. Yeah, I guess it really just depends. He's just another one of those closers that, like, I feel like some games they're good and some games they're bad. Rondon got hurt. He's out for 4 days. He's been good, too. Yeah. We can try to give somebody else a shot. I want to guarantee Chris Young, so I might just bring him up. Because he gets released if we don't bring him up, right? I don't remember how those contracts work. He's not going to get 550 plate appearances. But I don't remember how these contracts work. I'm pretty sure... No, I'm pretty sure he just stays. So, who's a pitcher we could bring up? Anybody? They just started, so... Pat Grace from Washington. Yeah, not a great start. 4-10's not the best. Yeah, I guess that's the thing with Jansen is he's just super expensive. That's why I don't pay relievers in this game. It's just not worth it, really, in any circumstance. Because You can get really good ones for really cheap. Josh Green. I might just bring up Matt Grace because he has experience in the majors. And we can move... oh, God, our bullpen has been awful. Lopez, 7.71, and Chafin, 6.75. Christ. Bumgarner with a really bad start to the season. That's not good. I guess Sherfy can become our 8th or 7th or later guy in the meantime. Just while Rondon heals. Yeah, not the best start, but hopefully we can get on track. Yeah, we got Colorado here. Nope. Nope. Oh my god. Wait, I got Player of the Week? I got Player of the Week for a week that I went 0-7? Jesus, he's not... Wait, what? How did I get Player of the Week? He hit 355 this week? How bad was his start to the year? Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good at all. Alright, well, best we can do is just kind of hope it gets better right now. At least in April. Yikes. It is not looking good. Merrill Kelly's day-to-day for 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 weeks or months? Sorry, Mike Leake. He is day-to-day for 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, he's just... It's not worth keeping him up. If he's going to be hurt. Looks like Rondon's healthy. Oh, I forgot. It's the 15-day DL now instead of the 11. They keep increasing the DL time to stop people from doing what I'm doing. And so we can just bring up one of these pitchers. Bukowskis. I didn't even realize we had him. Yeah, I guess McKenna can come up. Start trying to get some innings out of anybody who's not terrible. We lost the series to Pittsburgh, which is awful. McKenna's now out 5 days. So we're just unable to get healthy. He's going to have to stay up. But it's going to be none specified because I prefer he didn't pitch. Yeah, I imagine the Dodgers and the Yankees are pretty much... and the Astros are pretty much cheat codes in this year's game. Wow, our offense has been terrible. Marte... Escobar... Oh. Nick Ahmed can't hit. But he can field, and I guess that's what we're paying him to do. Escobar's having a good year. So that's good. Actually, he's killing it. He's having a hell of a year so far. Jake Lamb has been meh. I might just take away the start, but I don't know. I feel like getting Lamb some stats is better for his trade value. Pilar is, he's been good, but he hasn't been great. He's been hitting really well. He just hasn't been playing a lot because we haven't been playing any lefties. Oh, shit. My bad. Took him out of the thing. He's been playing well when he's played. We just haven't been playing any lefties, so he hasn't really been... He's only started 7 games. But he has been playing super well when he is playing. He'll be our pinch hit option. Just because he's hitting well off the bench, and he's like the only one. Vargas is hitting well, but he's only had 3 at-bats, so... Not like it really is a telltale. Carson Kelly's also having a good season. Where are we struggling, then? We just can't pitch. We just can't pitch at all. He'll get better if we start playing more lefties. He's just unhappy right now because he got traded, and I don't think he wanted to be. He's unhappy with the team record, but it's not really the role on the team that's making him upset. Yeah, our pitching has been awful. Robbie Ray's been really good, though. Zach Gallen has been alright. But everyone else has been bad. Bumgarner's been bad. Mike Leake has been terrible. Yikes. And then our bullpen. Jesus. Our bullpen's a nightmare. Yeah, we just have no pitching right now. I'll wait until the end of the month, though, to start seeing what changes I want to make. I think giving the team a little bit of time is probably worth it. At Atlanta's a tough series. Home run streak of 4 games by Calhoun. Nice. Jesus, we are getting thwopped. Zach Gallen got suspended for an altercation with Acuna. Just inappropriate and aggressive conduct. There was a brawl. Interesting. Well, that really sucks. 5 and 6 games respectively. Is it 6 games for me? Hello? 6 games, yeah. Well, that's less than ideal. Means I need to bring up a starter. Means McKenna's going down. And I need a starter. Alex Young pitched last year for us, right? Yeah, he pitched well. Have him come up. Give him a shot. He's been pitching well in his 2 starts. See what we can do with that. And take Gallen out of the lineup for now. Just put Alex Young in. Just have him in the long relief spot. Or the none until we get back. Until he comes back. When is he should be off the injured list now, right? 3 more days for Rondon, so that'll be first. We got swept, or no, we didn't get swept. Yeah, we got swept by Atlanta. And then at Cincy, we won, so that's good. Rondon is healthy, so that means we can send somebody down. Geinkel has been awful. So is Matt Grace, though. Matt Grace shouldn't really be up. I can waive him. I don't care. I hope someone claims him. And then we're going to change this to the injured list. That's how I used to have it. Hector Rondon can go back to his spot as setup guy, and Sherfy has been meh in the role, but he's been better than... we'll actually set both of these guys to middle relief. And set Chafin. I just trust him more as our 7th or later. I think I just trust him the most of anyone left. Yeah, this can be how it goes. I need our rotation to start playing better, though. Loss at Cincy. Loss at Cincy. Alex Young's out for 8 weeks in his first start. Pitched how long? 5 innings before he got hurt. Excellent. Not really been the luckiest of draws so far. Ugh. Yeah, the waiving someone with a giant contract, absolutely. It's definitely cathartic. Especially because you're like, man, if someone bites on this, you're set, you know? Duplantier? Do I just bite the bullet and bring him up? Yeah, I think I do. Even though it's April, I think it's fine. Just throw him into the starting rotation. Just bite the bullet. And just say, yeah, it'll be fine. Loss at Houston. Oh, we're playing the Astros. Yeah, that's a tough one. Gallen is now unsuspended. Golly, Luke Weaver has been trash. Wow, he has been terrible. Holy crap. He has been really bad. Ugh. He needs to go to AAA. He's been unplayable. We can bring somebody else up. Stapler? Cole Stapler? Not pitching well at all. Who is pitching well? Pyomps. Taylor Clark. This is a tough one, chat. Because our team's kind of struggling. Freeland, is he easily acquirable though? That's the problem. Is how much would Colorado want for him? Yeah, he's pitching really well right now. What would they want for him? Yeah, they don't. Yikes. They don't seem to be super keen on selling. I think we might just bite the bullet on this season. I think it might be time to say at 8-22, we're probably not going to be making the playoffs. Yeah, I think it might just be time to bite the bullet and say we're probably not making the playoffs this year, and just try to get as much as we can out of the season. That's probably the way to go. Try to get some of our young guys some at bats. Who do we not have on contract for next year? That's probably something I should have looked at first. Mike Lee, Robbie Ray. Probably not re-signing him. So he'll probably be dealt at the deadline. He's been awesome this year. His value is never going to be higher. We could get an absolute cavalcade of stuff for him. Mike Leake. Don't plan on re-signing him. I don't know if he'd have any value, though. That's really it. For anyone that's going to have any sort of trade value. Edwin Jackson? Why is he even on our team? Oh, well. Yeah, I think waiting out the Dodgers' reign of supremacy might be the way to go here. Not that it really matters. We're in last place in the majors right now. Yeah, but... Yeah, I mean, we have arguably the best team in baseball in our division, so it's not like we were going to be looking to contend for the title anyways. Yeah, it's probably just time to call it on the year, which is fine. We have a ton of, like, super good prospects, so I'm not really super concerned about that. But going into May... Oh, I didn't change it to once a month, did I? God, Ray shut out Chicago. Excellent. I wanted to change that in global settings to monthly. Oh, they changed it to normal or frequent instead. All right, well, I guess it's frequent. Frequent's fine. I'd rather have frequent than not frequent, so. Yeah, I hear Gavin Lux is a monster. From what I've seen on the board so far, is that Gavin Lux just turns out to be unbelievable in this game. Yeah, he's already on pace for a 4-win season. Oh my god, look at these ratings. That is unbelievable. Yeah, yikes. Okay, so that's going to be a challenge to overcome. But let's see. All right, yeah. Who can we bring up? I want Rojas up, I think. I want Varsho up. He wants to be playing in the majors. He hasn't been playing super well in AAA, though. Pavin Smith is not ready. Wow, they have him really bad in this game, don't they? All right, I'll see you, Connor, when you get back. Rojas is playing well. I think it's just better to have him in the majors right now, in my opinion. But who can I bring down for him? He's kind of a utility guy. I can bring down Vargas. Because I don't think Vargas is really in my long-term plans for this team. He's a decent player. I just don't really have him as like a long-term piece. So yeah, I'll send down Vargas. Oh, he has to be waived. Shit. I did click Vargas and not Pilar, right? I'm not going crazy? Yeah. I don't really want to waive him. I could send down Jake Lamb. I really don't give a shit about Jake Lamb, to be honest. That's probably the better play. To bring up Rojas. And I want him to play. But I don't want to platoon him with Peralta, obviously. Peralta's like one of our only good players, so. Honestly, our batters haven't been that bad. We're hitting the ball. Nick Ahmed has not been able to hit. Starling Marte hasn't been bad. Ketel Marte, huge drop-off. That's really what it is he has not performed so far. Where can Rojas play? Should I just have him as a backup for a bunch of positions, having him play utility man, essentially? He's a lefty, so I want him playing against righties. If he was better in center, I'd platoon him with Starling. But he can't play center. Yeah, Escobar, I don't know what happens with Escobar in these games, but he always has, like, unbelievable years in, like, the first, like, 1 or 2 seasons. The guy's he's an OTP god for me. I don't know if that's for everyone, but for me, he's always been great. Peralta also playing well. Pilar's playing really well when he gets to play. And then, I don't know, man. I want to fit him in somewhere. I guess I could just have him back up everything, essentially. What is he? He can play second, third, short, left, and right. Definitely third. I'd rather have him play than Vargas. But Vargas is way better defensively. Nick Ahmed can't really play, so we'll play him every 5th game. And Vargas will be our defensive sub if we need it. And then Rojas is definitely playing left field. That'll be fine. And then something similar over here. We'll have Rojas. I could send Kevin Cron down, but he's hitting decent, which I guess is what he's supposed to do. Rojas. Not Rojas, sorry, Vargas. And then Rojas, but we'll have him play every 4th game. Every 3rd game here. I just want to get him reps. I want him to start playing. Anyone else? Just curious how Chris Young's dominating AAA. Because of course he is. I didn't realize we signed Tim Beckham. That must have been the game, yeah. No, I mean Beer, but he doesn't seem to be ready. Oh, never mind. I'm lying to you. In like a month, if he's still rolling, then I'll call him up with Varsho for Hicks and Cron. And hopefully Luke Weaver figures it out in AAA. Because that would be ideal. Obviously, if Luke Weaver didn't turn into a bust. Bumgarner's out 6 weeks. Honestly, that's not the worst thing in the world for us. Not to say that in a bad way, but he has been pretty poor. And it gives us a space for a young guy. Josh Green's been pitching well. Oh, hold on. Gotta sneeze. Maybe. Oof. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I mean, he's been pitching super well. He's not a starter, though. Taylor Clark should be a starter. But this game has him as strictly bullpen. Or at least our scout does. Does OSA have him as a starter? No. I mean, he's got a shit ton of pitches. He could start. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with Taylor Clark. Just because he has experience. But why not just give Josh Green a try? Why not just try him out? Screw it. If we're calling the season, might as well give some young guys a shot. We just swept the Cubs, or at least 3-game the Cubs, which is nice. Not really what I expected, but I'm happy about it. Yeah, we 3-1 to the Cubs. I was hoping for the 4-game sweep, but it was not meant to be. Draft pool announcement was today. I have not looked at the draft class in this game at all. I have no idea who the beast is. Although, as a Sun Devils fan, Torkelson has to be pretty high on my radar. Just as a major Arizona State fan. Yeah, he's got really good eye and really good power. I might end up drafting him just because I want him on this, on the, at least the Diamondbacks save that we're doing. You know, having that ASU guy on the Arizona save, I think would be the one. If I'm ever going to force it. Robbie Ray's stiff for 4 days. He'll be fine. We're starting to not be terrible. Merrill Kelly's healthy. That actually helps a lot. He can come in and start, or he can come in and relieve someone like Geinkel. Josh Green was not super great in his one start, so I didn't think he'd be ready, but, you know, it's worth a shot. Nolan Ryan, is Nolan Ryan still alive? What is he looking like? What are his ratings? Oh, look at that awesome movement. What a beast. What's he throwing now? 84 to 86? What a monster. He's throwing 84 to 86 at 73. That's a beast right there. Oh god, yeah, I don't think Nolan Ryan's gonna be an option for us. I am surprised the movement is still at like 35 though. That's pretty funny. So hopefully our staff gets better. It's kind of what we're hoping here. We're starting to not be as terrible, so that's good. Personal message. Kelly's hurt? It didn't even tell me Kelly was hurt. How long is he hurt for? 5 days? That's not that big a deal. Tel Marte still hurt. Gosh, man. Wait, did it really? I wasn't even looking at the defensive rating. Yo, what a beast! What? Why does Nolan Ryan have 70 pitcher rating? Dude, honestly, he's the best defensive pitcher in the game. What a monster. What a monster. Rojas is hitting really well in his couple of starts that he's had. That's encouraging. Is Hicks playing well? Yeah, I mean, he's playing not bad. Can't wait for Varsha to come up. Who is playing bad? No one is playing, like, unbelievably bad. And everyone's starting to hit better. We just don't really have any, like, studs. Geinkel has been pretty poor. Although his ERA is getting better. So we'll just see. We just don't have a lot of relievers in the system. Expected to take 1 week for recovery. Shit. Okay, well, we can send down somebody. Geinkel's been better. Yeah, he's been a lot better recently. Still hasn't been good, but he's been a lot better. Ray's just gonna have to pitch hurt. I really don't care. Swept by the Mets, never a good sign. Yeah, I'm planning to stream this at least decently frequently. If not every day. Definitely a couple times a week. At least until I get through a lot of the teams that I want to play. Because I'm always interested to see how the game plays out. But yeah, I am. Yeah, no, honestly, I have the Mets as a really good team, but it's never a good sign when they're, you know, just for the memes. It's never good when you're being swept by the Mets. That's when you need to reevaluate. Beat Washington, beat Washington, beat Washington. Oh, come on. Oh, I was really hoping for a 4-game sweep of them. That would have been really nice. Lost to New York. Beat the Mets. Yeah, no, for sure. With quarantine and everything, feel free. Jump in. Happy to be any source of entertainment. I'll definitely be enjoying myself playing this game while I'm stuck inside. So, yeah, we won a series against the Mets. Beat the Cardinals. Day-to-day for 3 days. It's not a big deal. Are we starting to be better now? The turnaround is real. I don't think we're in any playoff chance, but... Oh, it got postponed. I don't think we have any playoff shot, but... it is cool to see that we're doing well. 5 days. Don't really care. Beat San Diego. Can we win the series? Nope. 6 days day-to-day. There's a lot of day-to-day injuries in this game. Am I just getting unlucky? I used to play with draft pick trading on. I found it a little bit too easy to cheese the AI, though. I find that they're really susceptible to taking draft picks, and it's really easy to get draft picks. Like, it's just a really easy thing to, I think, abuse in this game. So I just find it a little bit too easy, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't like scamming the, I don't find it fun to feel like I'm scamming the AI. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. Why is Starling Marte second in voting? He has negative WAR. I love popularity. Shout out to popularity. Anybody else? I saw Cattell at second base. So the two guys that are having a bad year... Oh, not Chris Bryant. Although, in real life, I can say the Diamondbacks were the... At least from what I heard, the front runner in that Chris Bryant trade talks in the offseason. So that would have been really interesting if they did go ahead and grab Chris Bryant. I think that could have really changed around their season. Not sure what they would have done with it, but it definitely would have been interesting, to say the least. Not sure where he would have played. I guess he could have played right field. But, yeah. Go back to team schedule. I'm just waiting for the end of the month to bring up my youngies, my young guns. Please let us sweep Detroit of all teams. Excellent. Excellent. We can sweep the worst team in baseball. So that's a good sign. All right, so anybody really, really bad? No one's, like, atrocious. I mean, the bullpen hasn't been excellent. But no one's like, wow, we need to get rid of him. Is there anybody who's been unbelievably good out of the pen in AAA? Actually, our bullpen's been awful in AAA, too. So, Taylor Clark's had a good year. He's actually pitching well. Yeah, let's get Taylor Clark up. We can drop down, I don't know, Geinkel. I wanted to keep him up for as long as possible because he's a pretty good player in real life, but doesn't look like that's going to be working out. But Taylor Clark can come up. He can be our long relief guy. He doesn't need to avoid head leverage. He's a pretty good pitcher. Yeah, Taylor Clark. I think that's the only change I really need to make, unless there's a starter that I want to bring up. Weaver in his 5 starts has been better. I don't know if it's good enough for me to be like, yeah, he should be up right now. He's angry, though, and I don't want him angry for too long. Yeah, since we're just playing young people, might as well bring him up. I guess this would be the time to try and trade Mike Leake. Or get some Sherfie down and just put Leake in the bullpen. That's probably the better play for now. Wait until the trade deadline. Wait until people get desperate. Oh, I don't want to waive Sherfie, though. Actually, do I care? I don't care. I really don't. He can get waived. Leake can move to the pen. Middle relief. Long relief. Long relief. Emergency starting pitcher. And then we can bring up Weaver. And just hope he can pitch his way back out of his struggles. Oh, the Reds. I think the two teams that I think are going to be the most fun to play with this year in this game are probably going to be the Reds and the White Sox. I think both teams actually look super interesting. The White Sox, obviously, because you have like Kopech and Giolito, who I think... Oh, I meant to click on him. Giolito, who I think is a monster. And like winning a title with him would be fun, as well as having like a really good offense, like a secretly good offense. It'll be interesting to see how Robert turns out. Wow, it's not a good start for them, but obviously him signing that big contract. You have guys like Moncada, Jimenez, Jose Abreu, Grandal, Nomar Mazara you traded for. Tim Anderson. Like, you have pieces that I think could be really interesting to work with. And then for Cincinnati, signing Moustakas was fun, but that pitching rotation is great. That top three of Gray, Castillo, and Bauer, I think could be super fun. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about the Suarez contract. It'll be interesting. Like, you're essentially locked in with him. He's having a great year in the real game. Or, in this game, at least. His ratings are super good. He is a beast against lefties. Wow, he dominates lefties in this game. I mean, he does in real life. He was excellent last year. Just, that contract is super team-friendly if he ends up being as good as he was in real life last year. So, essentially, it'll be really interesting to see how that turns out. But let's go ahead and bring up our young guys. Hicks can go down. I don't really care about waiving him. He's not really a long-term piece. For Dalton Varsho, want to get him some reps. And then Cron can go down for Seth Beer. Just getting all of our guys up. Getting them ready. Because they all seem to be dominating. He's got an over 1,000 OPS in AAA. So I don't think sitting him there for much longer is going to be helpful. And Varsho's just too good to be playing in AAA in real life, if we're being honest. We could platoon the catchers, but I think Kelly just being the main guy is the smart play. He's just really good in real life, so we'll just play him every third game. He's a lefty. Yeah, we'll play him every third game against lefties. I could platoon them. Actually, I think I'll platoon first base. Yeah, let's check. Let's check Gavin Lux's WAR, shall we? Yup. I mean, he's on pace for 3 WAR. He actually cooled off quite a bit. Only at 1.3 WAR. He's hitting the lights out of the ball. But he has cooled off quite a bit. Thank God for us. Unlucky for them, but thank God for us. Did I see that right, by the way? Did I see Mookie Betts with 3.1 WAR already? Yeah, he's on pace for 8 WAR. Ugh, what an unbelievable team. Just a frustrating one to play against. Yeah. And then this is good. Anybody falling off? Vargas, ever since he's stopped getting infinite amount of playing time. I can waive him now, but is there anybody I'd rather have up? Is there any position I'd rather just cover? I mean, Rojas can cover second, right? Yeah, I mean, not super well, but he can do it. Yeah, he really cooled off. I was surprised. Yeah, I think this is the lineup. I think this is fine. Beer. And then Varsho every, I don't know, 5th game against lefties. That's fine. Okay, but I think we'll just keep chugging on. When's the draft? The 4th? Getting close. Personal message. Players promoted from international complex. Oh, okay. Yeah, just some guys coming up to rookie ball. That's fine. Let's clear. Nice, dude. We're starting to win. Oh, okay. So we got some claims. Houston wanted Jimmy Sherfy, and Chicago wanted John Hicks. I don't really care about losing either of them. Not really something I'm concerned about. But they are gone. John Hicks with Chicago, the Cubs. Yeah, they could use him. He was playing well for us. I just wanted to get Varsho some reps, and he was in the way. So, and then Sherfy going to Houston. Again, it's just solidifying their bullpen. He's been not so great this year, though. But obviously, going to Houston kind of turns around a lot of things. So, yeah, it's player draft time. Oh, it shows the draft budgets or the slot offer. That's excellent. So our slot offer here is 4.3 million. We're never getting Torkelson. I didn't realize how low we were. But where did he go? I'm just curious. He went to Toronto. Of course he did. Ugh. I really wanted him. That would have been fun. Let's see who's available. All players. So we have a 4-star starting pitcher, Ian Bedell. 60, 50, 65. With an 80 curveball potential. Man, I wish if he had more than 3 pitches, I would absolutely draft this guy. Yeah, they won. They won 81, 82 games last year. They were way better than I thought they were going to be. But Torey Lovello's a magic maker as a manager. Let's look at some hitters. Aaron Sabato from UNC. Power guy, power hitting first baseman. Can play third. Can play shortstop. What? Hit the lights out of the ball in college. Let's look at I don't have any of my custom views yet. But we'll just take a look here. I like drafting guys with stats. I think it's more realistic, but I used to play in an online league that was stats only, so I got really used to looking at stats. Let's go. I don't have any of my views that are both, so they're not fragile. Any personalities? High loyalty and work ethic. That's really nice. But pitching is really important in this game. Really good control. 3 really good pitches if that changeup develops. For Tanner Bibby. Seth Lonsway. Really good pitches. Kind of decent ratings. Jackson Phipps. Yeah, I mean, he'll be a reliever. That changeup will never become anything. I like Bedell. If that curveball develops and he can get that changeup to the 55, he's a beast. Like, he'll have strikeout potential while not walking. I do really like this Tanner Bibby, though. Which one do I like more? He'll be better if that changeup develops. I'm just less... The 45 stuff is really a turnoff. I know, I get really worried about changeups developing. Like, I'm much more confident with the curveball. Because, like, worst case scenario for this guy, he's a beast out of the bullpen. I think Bedell is probably the pick here. He only wants 1.5 too. Yeah, that's the pick. All right, Ian Bedell is my first. Yeah, that's the problem with Bibby is just the stuff. Like if these pitches, with this control, like that's awesome. That's like top tier rotation level stuff. He just doesn't have any sort of strikeout potential, and the 80 to 90. If he was a ground ball tendency, it'd be a lot better, but he's not. So, yeah, Bedell's probably the pick. But I mean, I already picked him, but out of Missouri, he looks like he's gonna be good. If that changeup develops, I think worst case, he's a really good reliever for us. Okay, so next round. Wasn't really blown away by any of these guys. Lonsway I was a little bit. He actually looks like he could be really good. Out of Ohio State. I don't know if I want to spend my first 2 picks on pitchers, though. Guy like Chase Davis. Really good contact and really good power. That's a really intriguing combination. He's not slow, and he can field. Out of high school, too. God, if he develops... I mean, those are some really good hitting ratings. He won't walk a ton, and he won't hit a ton of doubles, but contact and power is a really rare combo in this game, from what I've seen. Who's got some good contact? Chase Davis has the best contact of any player. And he has 70 power.
He looks way too good to not pick, right? Honestly, he looks really good. He's committed to UAB if he does go. Yeah, honestly, like, he seems great. I'm gonna pick him just because he seems cool. How much does he want? 800? What a steal. Yeah. Alright, let's go back to default. Just see who's there. Bibby's falling. It's because no one's biting on that changeup. It's pretty decently developed. That's the only concern. Jackson Phipps is a reliever. I'm just assuming this guy's a reliever, yeah. Any good, like, defensive catchers that we can develop? I always like that. Is there fielding ratings? Oh, I clicked position, not fielding. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. Any really, really good defensive catchers? No. No one that's, like, unbelievably good. Bolchuk from Millbrook. Committed to Pepperdine. It's just not blowaway stuff. Like, is there anybody who has, like, really, really good stuff as a starter? Anybody who's got, like, a good balance? Jake Eater's probably the closest. But he only has 2 pitches. I mean, the changeup's a pitch, but he looks a lot more like a reliever to me. They really rate this Phipps guy, but he's a reliever. That's a cool new button. The button select button? That's new. Movement. I'm just looking for guys with good all-around stats. Kevin Abell. He's hurt. How long is he out? 9 months. UCL. No thanks. Paul Dickens looks pretty good. It's Crochet. Where is he? Crochet. Let me look here. I'll go to default and sort by name. Let's check him out. Crockett? Maybe Crochet, Crockett? I don't know how you say it. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But Garrett here is who I assume you're referring to. He's not bad. If that changeup develops, though, which, again, you know, I just have no clue. Can't really trust that changeup to develop in the game, at least. Great slider, though. And that fastball is going to be good with really good stuff. High velocity. Yeah, honestly, let's draft him. Let's draft him. He looks fun. Let's do it. No, I was looking at the other guy too, though. I need an infielder. So I drafted an outfielder, 2 starting pitchers. So I need an infielder, ideally. Or someone who can play infield at least. Let's go to batting potential. Good contact, good power for Johnny Castagnazzi. Looks like you're pretty traditional infielder. Yeah, honestly, you can haggle down demands, but it's really not that big a deal. Especially for a club like Arizona. I set my draft budget so high that it's really, it doesn't even really feel worth it. At least in my opinion. It just takes a little bit, you know, I don't know. You can get it down like a couple 100,000, but in terms of like budget, it's really not going to be that much. It's absolutely best if you're going to min-max to haggle down, to hit, to draft and haggle down, but I just don't. It's not that. I don't think it's that big of a deal, so I'm not worrying about it too much. Castagnosi looks really interesting. He's quick. He's kind of that all-around guy. But those guys tend to develop like really well in OTP. Like this is a guy that could just be your utility infielder. Because I don't really see any stars here. Bianco, I guess, would be the closest. But he's not really fast enough. And I'd rather have the contact. I'm going to take Castagnosi, I think. Yeah, I guess that's true. It does kind of make an impact for internats, but I don't know. You can usually get your international players if you're budgeting correctly. You can usually get, like, you'll have 5 million if you need it. What was I looking for? I don't remember. I think just best available at this point. I could go starting pitcher. I just find that's the hardest to pay for in this game. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm just kind of surveying. Okay, so this guy Riggs Threadgill looks pretty good. Nope, no changeup. Paul Dickens. Paul Dickens actually looks really good. I think he could be really solid. The velocity's not good, though. He has really solid ratings, but the velocity is just not very good. What about a guy like Isaiah Jackson? Slightly higher velocity, but a changeup that'll never develop. Ben Hernandez. Oh, I mean, that's quite the stat line. I just don't know if he'll ever actually turn out like this. Yeah, Jackson looks like a bust. Jackson was an immediate turnoff for me. This is a reliever. I mean, this is a pretty solid reliever, but this is a reliever. This is a dime a dozen reliever, honestly. Not Isaiah Jackson. Ben Hernandez kind of looks a little bit meh. Again, he just needs that curve, though. I kind of want to go Dickens just to take the risk. But Hernandez looks good, too. Dickens is 23, though. And Hernandez is 18. So I guess I'm going Hernandez. Because at least I actually can kind of trust that it'll develop. That's true. Personality will improve the clubhouse. That's a leader. Or a captain. So, yeah, let's do it. Is Dickens still there? He is. I could take them both. Dickens is so cheap. And honestly, I don't even think it really matters. I'm just going to take them both. And then, do I want to go past round 6? I don't think so, because I'm trying to get through a lot of teams. So I think just going the first 5 is probably the way to go. Oh, wait, they have a mock draft now. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't even see this before. Wow, that's really neat. They actually had us taking Chase Davis. That's funny. Who did we take? The pitcher. Looks like we way overdrafted. Ian Bedell. Yeah, it looks like we way overdrafted Bedell. That's okay, though. This is actually really neat. I really like this. Wow, that's really cool. Nice. That's a really cool new feature. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sim past round 5 just because, again, I don't want to waste a ton of time on here. Complete draft. That's cool. You can now have a scouting recommendation for any specific position. These are all like really good quality of life changes in my opinion. But yeah. Again, I'm trying to get through a lot of game time here, so. Yeah, negotiate with draftees time. Wow, they really busted on the rest of this draft. Usually they don't do this. At least the AI doesn't normally draft this many players that you're not going to be able to sign. Are any of them worth it? You're not. Okay, it's going to go by draft order. Excellent. You're not. I'm just going to assume none of you are worth it. Oh, yeah. Looks like it did the same for me, too. I don't know. It didn't do that in any previous years. That must have been new. That must be new. Wait, is Chicago really bad? I saw them first. Damn, Chicago sucks. What happened to them? What happened to them? Gio Gonzalez sucks. Keuchel is... He's doing okay. He's not doing terrible. Can they just not hit? Yeah, they can't hit. Holy crap, Abreu's at negative 1.3 WAR. Wow. Interesting, interesting. All right, well, I guess we just start simming and just wait for our draftees to sign. Because they will. Bedell, Castagnazzi. Mike Leake suspended for 7 games. Because he got in a fight with Tatis. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. He's on relief. I don't really care. We're losing again. So that's solid. I don't know if it's because I brought up the rookies or what it is, but at Colorado, Alex Young's recovering well. So he's actually, his time has gone down. And his one start with us, he pitched well. I'll give him a shot in the majors, probably, when he comes back. Getting a couple more guys. I'm just waiting for the last one. Last one or two. Bracho is healthy after 2 years. He's at least going to have to rehab stint. Because he hasn't played in 2 years. That's true. Leak, there are 7 games now that Mike Leake cannot lose me. How do you baseballs? I'm really not quite sure myself. I did play the sport, but honestly, I'm not quite sure myself. This is the worst stat line I've ever seen. 12 homers isn't too bad. But 12 walks. Oh, wait, never mind. It was only in 71 innings. I'm lying. That is bad. Yeah, I don't think he'll have a market at the trade deadline, but if he does, he is 100% out of here. I'm just waiting on Dickens now. It's a sign. There we go. All right, well, let's go back to that schedule. All right, win, loss, win, loss. Yeah, Mike Leake got hurt. Excellent. That means I can't trade him at the deadline, I don't think. Crap. Ah, well, not like his market's probably going to be... Oh, I have to explain the balk? Excellent. The best and worst thing about baseball is the balk. So essentially, if a pitcher moves wrong, everyone gets to walk a couple feet. That's my definition of the balk. If a pitcher moves wrong, if Carter Capps is pitching, everyone gets to move 90 feet. That's what the balk is. Holy crap, Seth Beer has been awful. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That's not what I wanted to see. I need a pitcher. Bracho's been awful to start his time down there. Who's pitching well? Artie Lewicki? Do I really want Artie Lewicki on the main roster? I don't think I do. He's got a 7.8 ERA. Josh Green. Yeah, let's give him a shot in the bullpen. Because at least he's kind of pitching well. The long relief guy. Avoid high leverage. Urgency. He had one bad start for us. God, Luke Weaver has not been better, has he? Since he came back up. He's pitched in 3 games. Actually, he was really good against Colorado. He was just really bad against LA. Unfortunate. So I don't think we're gonna have Leak for the trade deadline. Which is a oh shoot, hiccup. Little unfortunate. I'm starting to hiccup now. Beat the Dodgers. Beat the Dodgers. Oh, hashtag beat LA. Bumgarner's healthy. He'll come back up. Who can I send down? I guess I could just send down Josh Green. And just move someone like Luke Weaver to the bullpen. Taylor Clark's actually been awful. I'd rather have him sent back down. And just bring Bumgarner back up. Bumgarner's going to be in the rotation. But for whom? Probably Weaver. Why does baseballs? You're begging me to answer that question, Caleb? Why does baseballs? How much base could a baseball ball if a baseball could ball base? I hope that answers your question. Okay. Wow, there's so many guys over there. Is it not automatically updating? Because it should be. I have it set to auto do that. So it should be auto updating. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between this and real baseball, but oh, dude, Zach Gallen completely destroyed the Dodgers, so I like to see. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely differences, but I actually think for the most part, I don't know, it does a better job than I think any other game does of recreating what baseball is like in real life, or at least recreating the statistical aspects of it. This is a solo stream, Jacob Kane, Mr. Caleb, but I appreciate your effort. Because this is probably going back up on the channel in the VOD afterwards. But yeah, what was I doing? Oh, I was looking at schedule. I was going to schedule. Duh. We're about to get swept by the Brewers. Nope, solid. Don't get swept by the Dodgers. Hashtag beat LA. Domingo Leyba is healthy, but he is still suspended for a game. No, you're not good enough. I was considering it, but I just don't think it's worth it. Has to clear waivers. Oh, whoa. Got a little tickle in my throat there. Ooh, it's what happens when you're talking for an hour and a half. Wow. That hit me very suddenly. Am I okay DFAing him? Yeah, he's not really in my long-term plans. He's not a bad player. Yeah, right. Imagine being double banned.
He'll get claimed, almost certainly. Right? Yeah, he'll get claimed almost certainly. But it is what it is. He's suspended. He deserves it. Go back to schedule. Did we get swept? No, we won. We won our last game against the Dodgers, so that's solid. Alex Young is healthy. I would like to give him another shot in the majors. I mean, I'd give him the shot over Josh Green. Bumgarner's been really bad this year, which is a really bad sign because we have him for 5. Do we want to give him a starting spot? I don't think there's a place in the rotation for him. We can make him a long relief guy. I think. Yeah, that's fine. Schedule. Philly. Pilar doesn't want to be here anymore, even though... Yeah, because his roll-on team is unhappy. He's kind of fallen off a little bit on the hitting department. He's still above average, but... not enough to justify, like, giving him, like, way more playing time. Especially when Cole Calhoun is, like, just as good. And he's not angry. Rojas has actually been playing really well. That might lead me to trade Pilar. Since he doesn't want to be here, and Rojas is a lefty that can hit in right field. And he's playing really well. Or playing better than most other players on my team. Wow, everyone really did fall off. Vargas can't hit. He's got to go. I didn't even realize how bad he really was. Seth Beer is also not hitting, which is a concern. I don't really want to bring him down, but Kevin Cron might have to come back up. Because I don't want to ruin these guys by playing them when they're bad. Oh, yes, D. Gordon. What is his contract? How bad is it? Oh, I forgot an E, but it still gave it to me. How bad is his contract? Oh my god, D. Gordon's getting paid 13.5? That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Wow, that's a mistake. Wow. What a contract, Seattle. Seattle's one of those organizations that I think does it very wrong. I think that they are not one of the smarter organizations in baseball, in my opinion. Is there anybody here that can come up and do something for us? Kevin Cron is destroying it. Tim LaCastro's hitting well. Michael De La Cruz, of all people. Yeah, Kevin Cron's probably going to come back up. Do I just send Seth Beer down since he's not hitting well? Just have him finish out the season in AAA and then bring him back up when the rosters expand? I mean, I guess. I mean, I never would have given D. Gordon 13.5. He had one good year in Miami in 2015. And that's it. Like, he was mediocre in 2017, but this is not a $13.5 million player. I don't know. Oh, like if something gets updated, like if a contract gets extended, Caleb, is what I assume you're asking. They'll sometimes update player contracts, but they'll really only do it if it happens before the season starts, which I guess we don't know when that is going to be at the moment, but I know last year, like when Mike Trout signed an extension right before the beginning of last season, and they had that in the game. It wasn't in launch day, but they did patch it into the game since it did happen before the start of the regular season. And they also do have a game mode, or kind of an update mode called, I think it's called like Live Scores, where essentially you can start the season at the current day of the real world with all the real world stats and stuff, and just carry on from like the current day. And they update it, I think, like every day or so. So if you want, like, there's a couple different options for how they kind of do that. Yeah, they matched the Mike Trout contract last year. I know it's in, I mean, obviously it's in this game, but they did it last year as well. That's interesting. I think it would depend on when you started it, because I know that that was a big thing that they updated last year, was Trout's contract. I guess it would depend on when you started the save. But yeah. his ridiculous extension. Obviously that he's earned. He's the best player in baseball. But, yeah. Yeah, did I bring down Seth Beer? I did. Yeah, and Kron can come back up. And Kron, I might start him. He's 27 though, and we just gave Walker that extension. I'll just start him every third game on both sides of the ball. Oh, did I not bring somebody up for Vargas? I didn't. I can bring up LaCastro. Yeah, Mike Trout's underpaid. He's getting paid $35.5 million per year, and he's like, he's the best player we've seen in a very, very long time. I don't know. I don't know who to bring up here. We need a utility infielder, ideally. I'll just bring up Chris Young. Screw it. Just because we don't really need a utility infielder, because Rojas can play second base. At least for now. And let's get Chris Young some Diamondback at-bats, just because I like Chris Young. Cron. Third game, and then Rojas. Can Nick Ahmed still not hit? It's actually hitting better. It's actually become a really positive player for us. So we'll get Rojas's reps somewhere else. I don't know. I guess he could start every 6th game or every 5th game at every position. It'll give him a lot of time, and it'll give everybody a little bit of day off. Rojas playing a lot of left field. Yeah, I think this works. And then Pilar is still starting here and right. Yeah, Trout's insane. Trout's insane. All right. Top 100 prospects list was updated. Did we get anything? We have a couple. Kristen Robinson, who hopefully will be coming through soon. Oops, it resets, I guess. Dalton Varsho, who's in the majors, and then Alec Thomas. And then pitchers, we don't have any, which is not a surprise. Not a surprise. But, yeah, I think we'll roll with this for now. Oh, what are our goals? Shit, I didn't even ask. He wanted to win. He wanted to upgrade right field, I guess. He wants to extend Jake Lamb. We're not doing that. And then acquire a popular player. None of this is really... I don't really care about owner goals too much. You have to really screw up to get... Like, if you're winning, you won't get fired for owner goals. But... Yeah. Ketel Marte's still getting votes. So is Starling. I wonder who our all-star rep's going to be. Because none of them really deserve it, to be honest. I guess Robbie Ray would deserve it the most. He's probably been our best player. He's been really good this year. He's on pace for 5 wins. For 5 WAR. So, yeah, it probably should be Robbie. Let's go back to schedule. Internats are about to sign, so let's not get swept by Philly, please. Shit, that's not great. At Kansas City. Looks like he shut out Kansas. Looks like Robbie Ray shut out Kansas City. Any meaningful changes? Excellent. Our draft pick got better. It's always good. Christian Robinson's getting better. Adrian Chambers is getting better. He's playing well. Really good defensive left fielder. Could be something worth looking into. Yeah, let's go ahead and... International free agents is tomorrow. So...
We got these two that can go down to AAA Reno because they didn't get claimed. I thought for sure Leba would get claimed. I'm glad he didn't, but I thought for sure he would. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's sign some internets. Oh, is this all? Oh, it's all pitchers. Who do we like? Wow, we don't like anybody this year. There's no studs this year, boys. None of these guys are worth the money they're asking. Is this a little bit different this year now, though? Is there going to be less Beast International players? Because this list is very weak, in my opinion. Like, this is a $5 million player. I guess it is, but, like... I don't know, man. He's actually kind of a beast. He just wants a shit ton of money. I don't know if I'm willing to throw out $5 million. What's my... What are my finances looking like? Where's my international expense? Projected for 2.5. Yeah, everyone's so expensive this year. Yeah, everyone's really expensive and not really worth it. Like, I don't want to pay 1.5 for this guy. You know what I mean? But I don't want to go over 2.5 because that's what we projected. But no one under 2.5 is, like, good. I think I might just skip it. I don't think spending $5 million on an average player is worth it. What are your thoughts, chat? You guys think it'd be worth it to spend a lot of money on like, to try and, like, outbid for someone like Nikon? Because I'm just really not sure. I don't know. Looking at other guys, you have, like, Pineda, but he's not really a defensive catcher. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably a better idea. It's just invest in draft. Yeah, I'm probably just going to skip it. Probably just going to skip it. I was thinking about it, but I'll probably just skip it. It doesn't seem like any of them are really worth it, the money. So I don't really want to waste money on people that aren't going to be worth it in the long run. That's not how you become a good team. You don't become a good team by overpaying, unless you are the Dodgers or the Yankees or the et ceteras. Yeah. I don't know. It felt like if it didn't feel... This draft didn't feel particularly bad, but I guess we'll see. We'll see in the future. Cincinnati, we got the win. Chris Young's retiring at the end of the season. I really don't care. I mean, it's cool that he gets to retire a Diamondback. I think that's nice. That's nice for him. Can we... I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm kind of asking us to lose because I don't really want to win. Yankees are offering Conley for LeCastro. Why would we do that? Oh, Conley and Antonio Gomez, who we don't hate, but we don't love. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really using LeCastro. It's kind of tearing up AAA, though. I could probably use him. Do we have him under contract for next year? Or is he a free agent? Is he ARB eligible? Not yet eligible, so he's minimum next year. I could have just checked here. I'm trolling. Yeah, he's a minimum next year, so I don't think
going for Conley is worth it. Conley's not having the best of seasons, and this Antonio Gomez isn't enough to sweeten the pot, I don't think. I think I'll just hold on to LaCastro. Altavia for Seth Beer. LOL. Are you kidding me? What kind of trade is that? I wasn't even paying attention to my wins and losses. All right. So, is he worth it? Is he worth bringing back up? Why is Visalia here? Oh, this is the minor league list. Where are you? Where are you, Bracho? He's been pitching decent, but he only pitched 5 innings. I have to bring him up. It's just, will he stay there? Yeah, I could make room for him. Chafin's not been great. Let's get him out of that position then. Get Yohan Lopez in there. Maybe he'll actually fulfill the OOTP 20 destiny that he had. Do you think you trade D. Gordon for Yasmani Tomas? 3.5 for 2 years for 17 for 1 year, respectively. Does Seattle have the available $4 million? Because what you're essentially saying is, and Seattle's gonna suck this year, I think. Like obviously you never know, but Seattle's bad this year. So what you're essentially saying is, if we take Tomas for this year, we can burn the 13.5 on Gordon for next year. Since we're not really trying to win this year, we're okay with biting the 4.5 more that you'd be or the 3.5 more that you'd be paying for Tomas. I don't think I'd hate it. The only thing I would say is Gordon is getting paid less. He's getting paid 3.5 less, and I would say Gordon is significantly better than Tomas. I don't think Tomas can play in the majors. I think he is essentially just dead space. Yeah, okay, so if they're at about 10 with everything at baseline, like, you could theoretically make that move, since assuming you're not trying to win this year, like, I would probably follow that up with, like, trading away, like, Seager and whoever you can get whoever you can get things for. Haniger, if someone offers you, like, something ridiculous for him. Like, just seeing what you can get, right? Well, they got Sean Manaea. They traded for Manaea. Lol. But, like, I don't know. The only caveat to that would be, at least D. Gordon can play for, like, 4-year major league team. Like, D. Gordon can start. He's not going to be, like, a 3-win player anymore. Oh, lol. Resny Castillo. Wow, that's... Castillo's also not on a great contract, but it's got to be better than... It's got to be better than D. Gordon, right? Oh, it's just D. Gordon, but 1 year less. Excellent. So, yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. It means you're going to be paying barely anything next year. So that's really good. Yeah, I would say that's a win. I would say it's definitely a win. Oh, yeah, I gotta do something with Bracho. Yeah, Bracho can come up. I think that's what I was saying before I forgot. Luke Weaver can just spend the rest of the season in AAA. He honestly doesn't need to push himself. We'll just have Bracho pitch. Alex Young's pitching really well. Once Robbie Ray gets traded, he'll get thrown into the rotation and Weaver can come back up. Because I'm 100% trading Ray at the deadline. I think. Who's my all-star? First off, Jarneski for Geinkel. No. Alright. All-star game rosters have been announced. Who do we got? We got Robbie Ray. That makes sense. Is that it? Yeah, he's our only rep. That makes sense. Honestly, he's the only one who kind of deserves it. He's having a really good year, though. His trade value is actually going to be through the roof, so that's really good for us. Here are the all-star rosters. Surprises are Lance Lynn, Sean Manaea, Colin McHugh in Boston, Shin Yamaguchi in his first year over here. Any other, like, big surprises? Hunter Dozier, but he's probably the Kansas City rep. Miguel Sano with a good bounce back. Shed Long, Seattle's rep. Good for Austin Meadows, making an all-star game. Trey Mancini, Baltimore's rep. Gavin Lux made it. Jairo Diaz. Jacob Nix. Castellanos. Brian Anderson. Those are really the surprising ones, I'd say. Everything else looks kind of cool. And then the Futures game, which is new this year, which I think is super cool. Do we have any futures in the game? We have Levi Kelly, a starting pitching prospect that's currently in single A ball. We have Chase Davis, our draft pick, who is also currently, well, he's currently in rookie ball, and he's crushing rookie ball. So that's fun. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Shed Long in real life. I think he could be really interesting. Torkelson made it. How much does it take to get you? I'm just curious. No, don't set it to not interested. I'm definitely interested. Not that I would ever be able to, but like, God, I would really want to get Torkelson in this save. Interesting. Yeah, Shed Long's a good player. I think he's definitely underrated. I just don't think there's very much talent all around in that Seattle team. Unfortunately. How did our guys do in the Futures game? Did any of them start? No, Davis pinch hit. He left 2 on base in his 1 at bat. So that kind of sucks. And then we had a pitcher, Levi Kelly. He went 1 inning. Pitched 11, threw 11 pitches, faced 3 batters, 3 up, 3 down. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Home run title goes to Gallo. He beat Miguel Sano in the final round. It's cool that they added all the All-Star Weekend events. I think that's nice. That's a nice touch. And then we won. National League won. So that's good. Robbie Ray pitch. He did not. So no Robbie Ray. No Diamondbacks were present in the making of this All-Star game. Brett Wright for Luke Weaver. No. What? How low is the stock? Friday for Artie Lewecki. Again, not really. I don't care. I mean, Artie's a little bit older, but he's just better, I'd say. These trades are awful. I feel like they make them worse every year. Kelly shuts out Marlins. Nice job, Merrill. Richard Rodriguez for Nick Lau. So a Major League arbitration-ready pitcher. For Nick Lau. A mediocre starting pitching prospect. Who's pitching really well in rookie ball as a 22-year-old. I agree. Kikuchi not panning out was kind of a disaster for them. But obviously, Felix getting older and kind of just everything along the lines of the team. Cano really never was as good as they needed him to be. They just never really clicked. I might do this deal, though. This is a 22-year-old rookie ball player for a Major League-ready, arbitration-eligible reliever who's pitching well. And if he wants too much money, then I'll just trade him. I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. He's on 650. He's so cheap that it's honestly not even really a... Let's discuss it. Can I get more out of you? How much more can I get out of you? So this is what OSA likes. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to see who I like that the OSA doesn't. Who do I like that OSA does not? Jace Bowen? If I throw him in there. Oh, yeah, they need to think about it, so this is good. You're just throwing some schmuck. This guy, Bramblett. Jeffrey Bramblett. That's fine. And I'm grabbing a good second base prospect as well. 19-year-old from rookie ball. Not too bad. Yeah, I honestly, Marco Gonzalez is actually a really good pitcher. Not really good, but like he's super underrated for how much he gets paid. And I think the perception around the league is not quite as good as it should be for him. Oh shit, they really like Bramblett. Holy shit. I hate Bramblett, but they love him. Okay, can I get more out of this? I feel like I'm cheating the game here, but they are really... I want a quick OSA. How about a guy like Cal Mitchell? Oh, I can if I give up, like, Goddard. Yeah, if I give up this relief pitcher, Jackson Goddard. Sure. Yeah, heck yeah. Where did he go? Jackson Goddard? Sweet. All right, I'm going to do this trade. So it's Jackson Goddard and Jeffrey Bramblett, just two nothing prospects. For Richard Rodriguez, Jace Bowen, and Cal Mitchell. Really excited to be getting these guys. They actually both look pretty good. So we'll complete the trade. Excellent. I don't know why they wanted those guys so badly, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Certainly not going to complain. I didn't trade away any Major League players, but I did acquire one. In Richard Rodriguez. I can send somebody down. I'll send Chafin down. He's been pretty bad. Well, I guess I can shop him around first. Not really looking for veterans, but... Looks like there are offers for Chafin. We shall see. This takes just as long as before, I see. Not that there's really any way to make it shorter, just... Interesting. We get a lot of offers here. A lot of good offers, too. I'm just quickly scanning. Interesting, interesting. Wow, okay, so they did offer us a lot. The Houston Astros are really, really in on him. Like someone like Yohan Ramirez. I guess they just have so many relievers. I feel like this is just a straight upgrade. I have low scouting of him. Frambler Valdez. Average scouting. And he's just as good. And he can start. He's actually playing in the majors. Auto renew. He's only 26. Yeah, Valdez is super intriguing. So is Yohan Ramirez, though. I really want to scout him more. He played in Houston. Wasn't excellent in Houston, but he's 4-star potential, 3-star current. I'm more comfortable with Valdez, I think. And it looks like they're super interested, so I might be able to get both. Not that I want both, because I'd rather have 2 of something else. Maybe like Castellanos. Or Bielak. I can get Bielak for, I don't know, like a 22-year-old in rookie ball. A 22-year-old who's still a half-star potential in A-plus ball, Ryan Nelson, who's never going to develop. Yeah, like it's really easy to get stuff in this game if you have draft pick trading on, in my opinion. So I don't know. You can get a lot of draft picks, and you can also get a lot from your draft picks. Which doesn't seem super fair to me. They're not going to give me, like, Brett Conine, are they? Or Force Whitley, are they? No. How about Castellanos? How about Conine? No, they'll give me Conine for free. Yeah, you could get an entire team's draft picks for a good player. Like, it's just unbelievable how much you can get for them in this game. Yeah, I'm gonna do this deal. It gets us younger. Chafin for Valdez. And Valdez is probably good enough to come up right now as well. I don't know who I want to send down. Robbie Ray has struggled the last couple games. That sucks. Because I want to bring up... Not Conine. I don't need Conine on the roster, I don't think, yet. Although he is really good. But I think he's fine to stay in AAA right now. Oh, he's got to be in the 40. That's fine. Arizona's really fleeced the Astros in this universe. For all that they're worth. Valdez, however, is ready. He should be on the main roster. So he shall. I gotta bring somebody down. Or I could just trade Robbie Ray now. I'll just trade him now. Who is interested in Robbie Ray? Oh, I saw Dansby Swanson on that list. That would be interesting. I'm not a big Swanson fan. In real life, at least. I think he's overrated, but... Oh, Matt Barnes! Interesting. Obviously, I knew there'd be a massive market for him. I didn't know it would be this massive. Matz. Stroman. I'm using this to see what teams are interested. Yeah, in a perfect world, I'd keep Robbie Ray, but I just don't think I have the money. Let's see, who is a win now team that needs a starting pitcher? Phillies, Cardinals. Ideally, I'd trade him out of the National League. Red Sox, Astros, Yankees. Yankees were the real life target. Who offered me the best out of the win now teams? So who's throwing it all? I think Boston. Boston seems like they're willing to give up anything. Houston is also willing to give up a lot. Not trading him to the Dodgers under any circumstance. I've fleeced Houston enough. I think I'm going to try Boston. They don't really have any prospects that I'm interested in. I guess I'll just see what I can get. Like, what's the best package? Start with Boston. Who do you like, Leitner? Wow, you don't have any prospects. Alright, I'll see you, Cubed. It was good talking to you while you're here. I don't think Devers is on the table.
Benintendi. I like him a lot too. They have Arouse rated really highly in this game. Boston doesn't seem like the avenue. What about Chicago? I'd love to get Chris Bryant. I mean, this is realistic too. I can't afford Chris Bryant. By how much? He's 18.6. Oh, by -1. So I need $2 million. I need to get rid of $2 million. So I'll get rid of Jake Lamb in AAA. Not that he adds value. Huh. Amaya? Yeah, sure. I'd love to get him too. And then we can start throwing in some guys now. What do we have a shit ton of? Like, what do I feel okay in giving up? Merrill Kelly. Okay, it's not making it better. If I just added Merrill. Where'd he go? Why is he so low? They would do it for Zach Gallen. Obviously, I'm not doing that, but it's interesting to know they'd talk. Pilar, I want to trade. Interesting, boys. What are we thinking here? If we can get them, if we can get him, we have to, right? He's arbitration eligible for 2020, and we just make a play for next year. I think that's the play. We can start packaging the prospects that we have now acquired over the length of the stay so far. So these are the ones that OSA likes. Christian Robinson and up. What about Leitner? How does he feel about those guys? Bedell is the lowest, and so is Levi Kelly. Honestly, oh, okay. They'll do it for Levi Kelly. Interesting. Now, what if I wanted Amaya as well? Okay, then we're starting to run off the course a little bit here. Castagnazzi, we just drafted. What else would make this work? Justin Lewis. A lot more. Okay, we're getting closer. They're in win now mode, though. So instead of prospects, maybe we give them another piece, like a bullpen piece that I just don't care about, like Bracho. Huh. Okay, that actually got them closer. So let's see, who does the OSA like that I don't really care about? Bracho. Bracho's the best one out of these guys. Are any of these guys worth trading? No. None of those 4 are. I guess we just don't get a Maya, right? We can throw in something random, right, to get this done. But I'd like to get a prospect out of him, too. If I can get Nico Horner, that would be ideal. Okay, I can't get Nico. Can I get Jack Patterson? It's not an insult, so I can do this. This is doable, especially if I throw in Levi Kelly. He is where? We have him as a 2-star. So he's somewhere in here. He's somewhere in here! That's not a fair deal. You have to offer a little bit more. Yeah, so I can get that done. For Jack Patterson. Patterson's a relief pitcher, though. I thought he was a right fielder. My eyes are killing me. My eyes are failing. Any chance I get Brandon Davis? How and Nico Harner's not even, it's not even on the table. Yeah. How about Adbert Alize? He was really good last year in OTP. Still has pretty good ratings. Playing in Iowa right now. I'd rather have Jack Patterson if I can have him. And someone like Tolbert, who I just don't care about. LT Tolbert. He's a really good defensive first baseman. I don't care. I can add him. I could throw him in here. Or Murphy. I didn't even see Murphy. This guy, Max Murphy. He'll never turn it in probably into anything. Yeah, I'll do this. So this is the deal, I think. Well, I can shop around some more. Although, no, I really want Chris Bryant. Damn. I'm not going to be able to get both of them. But I can't get Jack Patterson. Okay. So this is the deal, I think. So it's going to be Robbie Ray, Levi Kelly, Kevin Pillar, and Max Murphy for Chris Bryant and Jack Patterson. Let's do it. Traded for an all-star. Traded an all-star for an all-star. Robbie Ray for Chris Bryant. What a deal. Yeah, I think that just fits. If you have a chance to get Chris Bryant, I think I have to. I think I had to take it. So I got one, 2 from that. So I got a batter and a pitcher. So excellent. Chris Bryant's now on roster. Chris Bryant's an Arizona Diamondback, folks. All right. There is some interesting times in the desert going on right now. Bryant is obviously going to be playing probably third, but I could play him in right over Cole Calhoun and just try to trade Calhoun. Or just have Calhoun as a really good backup for this year at least. And just figure out what to do in the offseason. That's probably the plan. Set position, right field. I don't assume that worsens... I mean, it worsens his value a little bit, but not by a lot. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Peralta, Calhoun, and then... Chris Young can be our backup center fielder, I guess. I mean, Castro would be better, but I want to finish out the season with Chris Young on the roster since he's retiring. Interesting. This is not where I thought this was going to go. But I like it. I like getting Chris Bryant. That's a positive move, I think. All right. Well, that's certainly something. I didn't really plan on... Oh, oops, hit my fork. I didn't really plan on getting Chris Bryant here. But I did. And here we are. Team's overall hitting well outside of Ketel Marte, who I can't... No, I'm not going to put him down. You know, because... Of course I'm not. Christian Walker's not been hitting great, but he should still be the starter. Peralta. Yeah, this is it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I wish Calhoun could play left. I might, if he's under contract next year, right? Yeah, I have him for next year for $8 million though. As a backup, it's probably not worth it. If I fast forward the day, so I can reset my my shop arounds. Fork power. Bubba Hollins, no thanks. I really don't need Cole Calhoun anymore. That makes him very expendable. Let's see if anybody even wants him. He's having a decent season. Nobody wants him. I mean, Philly will trade Odubel Herrera for him. And $8 million versus $10 million. I'm not taking that deal, but let's see if Philly will bite on anything else. How dare you? How dare you say that to me and my family? I'm not attaching anybody to this, obviously. Yeah, I think I'll just keep Calhoun. Nobody seems to want him. And I wouldn't hate keeping him. Alright, well that certainly made this a lot more interesting. Robbie Ray's been traded. Alex Young can go in the rotation. Richard Rodriguez is going to take over as our setup man. Rondon can go to middle relief. 8th or later. Closer. Nothing. Frambler Valdez is long relief. Emergency starting pitcher. That's our staff. No, you can't just kissy face me after you just told me fork you. I refuse to accept that. That is not accepted. Not accepted. See what else here. I just want to make sure we had the full amount of people on the roster. You can play every 6th game, I guess. Every 4th game against righties. Chris Bryant. Where is he? There he is. 3rd base. Every 3rd game. Just have Rojas focus on the rest. Interesting. This is not where I expected this to go. But it's not bad. It's certainly not bad. All right. Let's progress onward then with the Chris Bryant-led Arizona Diamondbacks. Maybe not led, but the Chris Bryant Arizona Diamondbacks. Interesting. All right. Beat Minnesota. Beat Minnesota! Oh, Mike Leake is healthy. Let's trade him. Who wants him? How much is he making? $6 million? Somebody will want him, right? He has value.
He has to have some value. It may not be a lot of value, but like a capable starting pitcher has to have some value. Yeah, it exists. Sutsugo got offered to me. That's interesting. All of these are 2 years left. You're the cheapest, Sutsugo, at 7 million next year. I don't really care about this year. 7 million. 7 million. Sierra is 7.5 million. And then Martin Perez is 6.25 on a team option. Oh, I'm trading for him. No. Would I rather have Mike Leake or Martin Perez? Probably Mike Leake. So we'll just keep him. If these are the offers, we'll just keep him. So who goes down? I don't know who goes down. Guerra? Probably Guerra. Nope. I can't waive him because he'll get picked. Pyomps shouldn't be up in the first place. He's pitched well, but he can go back down for Mike Leake. And Leake can stay in the bullpen. Sweet. Yeah, this is fine. All right. Moving on. We're going to start winning now that Chris Bryant's on the team. Palacio for Weaver. I don't really want to trade Weaver, because his value's lower than it will ever be right now. Likely. At San Francisco, we have a win. We have a loss. Tyler Anderson for Andy Young and Christian Robinson, no. George Bell for Luke Weaver, no. Loss. Nick Senzel for Justin Donatella and Seth Beer. I can't believe they offered me that. Just such an interesting... It doesn't make sense for either team. Golly, there's a lot of trade proposals. Porcello and Cash. How about set to untouchable? Stop trying to get him, because you're not going to. Lost to Philly. Beat Philly. I'm not really worried so much about this year. It's more so next year. Ryan Walker, how good are you? Wow, you are awful. Why would you even offer me this trade? Lost to the Dodgers. Ian Kennedy for Corbin Carroll? Are you kidding me? What a deal. I don't think there's any other trades that I want to make. I think I have gotten rid of everybody that I'm interested in getting rid of. This team already looks very different, so... yeah, that's something. I think that's it, yeah. Front office, we don't have any upcoming free agents that I care about. Nope. None of them. Gavin Shishini? Anybody in the majors? No. Leba's the only one that I care. And even then, I'm probably going to let him go. How much does he want? $845. I might just do it. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is it. This is what we're moving on with in the second half of the season. To August we go! Cole Calhoun immediately out 5 to 6 months. That's not the worst thing in the world. He's out for the rest of the year. But it's not... I mean, it could be worse. Is there anybody that should come up? Like, what do we need? Rojas can play right. Can play backup right. I guess backup center fielder. Tim LaCastro. We bring up LaCastro. Because he's dominating down there. Seth Beer is on fire. Can we just bring him up? Let him finish out the year in the majors? I think so. LaCastro. And then we bring up Beer at the roster expansion. I think that's better. So Castro comes in. He's playing every 5th game. Rojas is back up right. Same thing here. Castro is playing every 5th game because Starling Marte hasn't been exceptional. And then Rojas is our backup right fielder. Yeah, that's good. All right, keep moving. Arizona loses Calhoun for the season. Unfortunate, but is what it is. Lost to the Dodgers. Lost to the Dodgers. No compensation picks because we signed all of our top 5 picks. At the Astros, loss. Win, surprisingly. At Pittsburgh, loss. Loss. Win. Win. Okay, we'll take 2 of 2. Win. 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 4-game sweep Colorado? Heck yeah. At the Dodgers, win. Loss. Win. Okay, we are on a hot streak, boys. The month of August has been ours. Win. Loss. Win. Win. Holy crap, we're on fire. This has been a good month. At Cleveland, win. Loss. Win. At Miami, loss. Win. Loss. Merrill Kelly's out 1 to 2 weeks. Of course he is. Whoa, we were cruising though. Holy crap. All right. That's nice. I imagine we've picked up our bat since since Bryant got here. How's Bryant doing? He's playing well. As he should be. But we're second in errors, which is fun. Yeah, we're just not a great pitching team. We're a pretty middle-of-the-road offense, but... I guess this means Leak can come into the rotation unless there's something specific that I want. Who's coming up? Conine could come up. Geinkel has pitched really well. Conine, where's Conine? Oh, he's starting. Lol. Nice. Pyops can come back up. He never really deserved to get called down, so we'll keep him up. And he'll go back to middle relief. And then Mike Leake can just jump in the rotation to finish out the year. Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting year so far for the Diamondbacks. It's been a loss, but it hasn't been like a total loss. We were befuddled by Pablo Lopez. That's never a good sign. But we've been looking pretty good. This month's been good for us. At Miami was a win. All right, so we're back up to 61 wins. I mean, we're not making playoffs or anything, but like it's good to show that we're not dead. Expanded to 28, so it's definitely Seth Beer. And probably another pitcher. I would bring up Weaver, but he's hurt. For 2 weeks, shoulder inflammation. So let's give Conine a shot, shall we? I don't think there's anyone else that I'm really particularly interested in. Maybe Leba. See what we have in him for next year. Yeah, that's fine. Domingo can come up. So Seth Beer came up. They're all sharing time. Beer's a lefty, so actually Beer can play against righties. Every 3rd game. Actually, just every 6th game and every 6th game is fine there. And then Leba can come play shortstop every 5th game. We'll just increase how much Rojas is playing.
Yeah, because I want him playing. He'll play every third game. I might just start Rojas over... That's pretty blasphemous to start him over Marte. But he's been better. He's been just as good with significantly less appearances. Let's do it. Screw it. Can I platoon them? Marte's a switch hitter. Rojas is left, so yeah, I'll just platoon them. With backup left fielder being McCastro. Backup right fielder being Chris Young. And then against lefties, Marte and then Leyba backup against backup shortstop. Every fourth game, right? Every fifth. Leyba is a switch hitter, so it's not really a big deal either way. And then Cron or Walker. Cron's been better. So Kevin Cron. Walker every third game. And Beer every sixth game. Actually, Seth Beer, if starter tired, is fine. Varsho can play a little bit more because he's had a really good season. I'll just platoon them to end the year, actually. I think that'll work fine. Yeah, I think this works. All right, so these are the lineups going into the last month of the season. The extended lineups. Which I think are good. I think these are good, right? I don't know. Yeah, I feel pretty solid about this. All right, let's go. Let's just start simming it. Not that it really matters. We're not making the playoffs anyways, but it's worth it's worth caring about. Beat the Dodgers. Lost to the Dodgers. 9 to 10 months. Bumgarner's out for the season. So that's both helpful and not helpful. Obviously, Bumgarner getting a major injury is really bad. But it opens up a spot for, I don't know, Bielak? Conine? Probably Conine. I'll let Conine pitch, because why not? And I'll let him... Actually, I'll let Valdez start, and I'll let Conine play out of the pen. Framber Valdez. Conine's long relief. Void high leverage, emergency starting pitcher. Excelente. God, it just... Him getting hurt kind of sucks. Tearing his elbow ligament. That really sucks, actually. Can I click on status? Hello? Thank you. Yeah, that really sucks because he probably won't come back nearly as good from an injury like that. That's really unfortunate. Okay, let's just keep simming though. Day off. We have our doubleheader against St. Louis. We won them both. Beat them there. Chris Young's out 3 to 4 weeks. He's out for the year. That's all right. He's out for... That's the last... He has played the last of his career. Hope he retires a Diamondback. That'd be cool. And then... I guess we could bring up another pitcher or another batter. We don't really need another batter. Adrian Chambers is really good, but he's hurt. How long is he hurt for? Unknown. Yeah, I'd bring him up, but he's injured, so... Bielak can come up. Actually, yeah, Bielak can come up. Just to see what we have in him as well. He can play out of the bullpen. Long relief. Void high leverage. Emergency starting pitcher. So the two guys we got from Houston can come up and play. Because it's not really that big of a deal. Starling got 5 hits there. Season done for Bumgarner. Season done for Young. Season's not technically done for Chris Young, I don't think, but I don't think we'll be bringing him back. Can we sweep him? We do. We 4-game sweep the Cardinals. Lose to the Padres. Lose to the Padres. Lose to the Padres. 4 games swept by the Padres, so that's less than ideal. Corbin Martin is healthy. I mean, he's not going to be... Yeah, he won't. He's fine. He's fine just going down to AAA. I think. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So, team schedule. Dodgers, loss. Loss. So we're back on the losing streak. Eduardo Escobar got suspended. We're out of the playoffs officially. Escobar and Kenley Jansen got in a fight, which is always fun. But we did end Cody Bellinger's hit streak, which is always nice. But we are officially out of the playoffs at 83 losses. Dodgers, swept by the Dodgers. Merrill Kelly's eligible to come off the IR. I guess that's it for one of these two. The worst one. Bielak, probably. Valdez has pitched horribly, though. He's just going to go back to the bullpen. Merrill Kelly. Oh, nope, not you. Merrill Kelly. We'll go back to the rotation. Valdez, again, will be our bullpen guy. How are the standings? I have yet to check the standings. Boston is winning the AL East somehow. St. Louis, even though we 4-game swept them, is in first place. The Angels have 93 wins. The Astros only have 86. They're right on the outside of the playoffs right now. It's actually a really interesting race. It'll be interesting to see who makes it then. Personal message from Mike Leake. Last year of his contract, he wants an extension. He's not getting one. So, loss, win, 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 loss, win. So we definitely disappointed this year, but honestly, like, after our start, we've done a lot better than I thought we would. David Huff. We have David Huff on this squad? Nice. Interesting. Okay, loss. At Colorado's a loss, and last game of the season is a win. Oh no, last game of the season is today. Edwin Jackson's retiring. Good for him. He had a long career. Seth Beer got hurt, but he'll be fine. He's playing a lot better this time that he's up. And then last game of the season against Colorado is a loss. So, unfortunate, but we're in playoff time, boys. Let's go over how the team did this season, I guess. Just quickly, because we have the time to do that. Let's look at our pitching and our WAR. So our WAR leader was Zach Gallen. He started slow, but he had a good turnaround to the year. 4 wins above replacement. He's really looking really good. Obviously, if he can turn out to be great, then that's going to be a big boost for us if he can be like an ace-type pitcher. Merrill Kelly actually had a really good year with 3 wins above replacement, even better than the year he had before last year in Arizona when everyone was surprised about how well he did. But he had a very good year. Not sure if I'm going to look to trade him. Might look to trade him, but he's ARB eligible, so we'll see how much he wants. Alex Young, another guy who actually just came up and had a pretty solid year for us, a 3.15 ERA in 103 innings. Started 13 games for us and pitched really well. Definitely earned himself a look in the rotation at the beginning of next year, especially because he's on a league minimum contract. So, as for the bullpen, it was all kind of bad. Wasn't really impressed by the bullpen this year. Positive pieces, Richard Rodriguez that we got in the trade. Archie Bradley saved 28 games. I wish I could see how many blown saves he has. I don't remember if you can look at that in any sort of category. View. Is it an expanded? Is BS an expanded? Not in 1. I don't know if it... Yeah, blown saves 7. So we blew 7 of his 28 saves. So that's 1/4 of his saves that he blew. That's really bad. So 64 games. Not really the most outstanding year from Archie. Definitely not one of those showings where he really convinced me that he should be the closer next year. So that's probably something. The bullpen is definitely something we're probably going to look to upgrade. As for hitters, Rojas was actually really good for us throughout most of this year. So he's definitely looked like he's earned himself a spot. 2.2 wins above replacement only in 104 games is really good. Chris Bryant obviously coming over. 4.9 WAR. Obviously, we got him in that trade at the trade deadline for Robbie Ray. He's definitely going to be one of our building blocks that we want to look to do something around. Not sure if we're going to keep him in right field or third base. Although, honestly, it really doesn't look like it matters. He's about equal in both positions, so it's not going to be that big of a deal where we play him. LeCastro had a good year, but he didn't play a lot. Eduardo Escobar is good. He had a pretty solid year, 3.1 wins above replacement. A little bit down from last year, but I'm not sure if we're going to look to trade him in the offseason. Just because if we want to play Chris Bryant at third, if we want to play Cole Calhoun in right, because we do have Calhoun on contract for next year as well. So not sure what we're going to want to do about that, but we'll kind of get there. Starling Marte was a little bit of a disappointment. Not even 2 wins above replacement. And then Ketel Marte was also the other big disappointment. Peralta had a decent year. Did break that 2 wins above replacement mark that I think every starter wants to try and break. But a little bit of a downturn. Not really super confidence boosting. Nick Ahmed, obviously, almost 3 wins above replacement because he's an excellent defensive shortstop. I can't really complain. He hit well. He didn't hit unbelievably below average. So this is this is a positive for us. Nick Ahmed's definitely, I think, a positive player. Ketel Marte was a big disappointment this year. Going from that almost 7 wins above replacement last year to not even 2 this year is quite the drop off, and honestly very disappointing. So that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, Seth Beer coming up, playing a lot better the second time he got called up. Still negative with WAR, but not really a big deal. He'll probably make the opening day roster next year. Not 100% sure of that yet, but I imagine he'll be close. And then as for all the backups, guys like Christian Walker. Oh, I didn't even talk about Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly didn't play as well as I wanted him to, but still was really good this year. 2.5 wins above replacement. He's still our catcher of the future. Him and Dalton Varsho should be a really good pairing here. Varsho finishes with 1.3 wins above replacement, which is really good for his rookie year. So I think... yeah, this is the end of year 1. As for things that we're looking for in free agency, not a lot. We kind of have a lot of our positions covered. We just want to kind of strengthen our core. Relief pitching. Bullpen was a big problem this year. Even starting pitching, but I think we have a lot of young guys that can step into that role. Hopefully Madison Bumgarner from his torn elbow ligament can come back and not be terrible. Injuries really kind of crushed us this year, but it is what it is. As for rotation for next year, Gallen's a must, Alex Young's a must, and that's pretty much it. Duplantier, I'd like to have in there. He wasn't unbelievable this year with, any sort of excellent performances, but obviously he's one of our top prospects, and he's on minimum contract. Cube, yes, the trade deadline. You missed the trade deadline, and I did trade Robbie Ray, but I wanted to try. I felt like this team was too good to not try to win with. So I did go ahead and trade Robbie Ray and a package for Chris Bryant. Because I had the opportunity to get Chris Bryant, and I wasn't really going to turn that down. He seems to be really good in this game from everything that I've seen so far. Also, I think it's fun, spice it up a little bit. It would have been really safe to just go the prospect route and then tank for a couple of years and then just be super dominant in 2024 or whatever, 2023. But I think trying to win early might be a fun little challenge here with how good the Dodgers are and everything. So I did go ahead and trade for Chris Bryant there. He's having a really good year. Now that the season's over, that 5 wins above replacement, I expect him to maintain that. He's only 28. He's arbitration eligible this year because he lost the suit. And then after that, I believe he's a free agent. He's a free agent after next year. So
We'll be looking at that then, but definitely very interesting. I think 4 things that we need, it's just pitching, and it's just pitching. I feel really comfortable with where our bats are at, especially if some of these guys can repeat their performances from this year. Ketel Marte could have a bounce back year. That would be excellent. Obviously, Josh Rojas was excellent. Peralta, Marte, Bryant, Carson Kelly, Seth Beer, Kevin Cron, Christian Walker, Eduardo Escobar. Like, we have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball that I think it's really just pitching that we're really going to need to look to upgrade here. But, yeah. Let's check and see who made the playoffs. That's what we're all interested in, right? Is playoffs begin? I'm out. Can I super sim now? Yeah, I can sim to playoffs begin. It's a really interesting standings. I took a look at it a little while ago. Oh, Marte was a 2020 player. I didn't even notice. Good for him. So even though he didn't hit for contact, he didn't get on base very well. His OBP was 338, which is a lot worse than you want your leadoff guy. 2020 is not bad. He had 40 stolen bags. Wow, 124 strikeouts, 40 stolen bases, and 27 home runs. It's not a bad year for Marte. I just wish it was a little bit better on the contact side. But obviously not much I can do about that. It is what it is, so. Let's go ahead. Playoffs begin. Playoffs have started. Yeah, let's take a look at the standings. So the Yankees did end up squeaking out the division win, and Boston doesn't even make the playoffs, but New York with 88 wins barely squeaks into the playoffs. They are the worst. They're actually the worst team in the American League to make the playoffs, which is super shocking. Minnesota winning the Central, and then LA winning the West with Oakland and Houston as your 2 wild cards. And then the National League, Atlanta with 98 wins winning the division, Philadelphia as one of the wild cards, Cincinnati making the playoffs with 90 wins, St. Louis at 87. They really faltered down the stretch. They had a really bad September, if I remember correctly. We 4 games swept them, which is never a good sign. But yeah, I mean, they were pretty comfortably in the lead for the NL Central, but they'll have to be relegated to that wild card spot. And then LA, the Dodgers with 105 wins, is pretty dominant, expectedly dominant. But let's check out playoff coverage. First round matchups, the wild card matchups are the Houston Astros and the Oakland Athletics, and then the Cardinals and the Phillies. Let's see who's pitching for both. You got Greinke versus Puck, and then Flaherty versus Velasquez. Interesting pitching matchups. Oakland actually beats Houston in Oakland, and St. Louis is going to take care of the Phillies here. So 2 really fun matchups there. We move on to the division series. Can I power sim this? Yeah, until playoffs end. Let's go ahead and do that. So Angels and Athletics. Of course, it's the Yankees and the Twins. Can the curse be busted? Of course. I hate this. This is probably my least favorite part of OTP, is that it like forces you to adjust your own players during the playoffs, even if you're not in the playoffs. It's just annoying because I just want to, I just want to see the playoffs. He refuses to be demoted. I don't want to release him. I guess I'll just send down, like, Pyomps. Just bring up Chris Young. I don't want to release him. I want him to retire. I want him to retire in this uniform. Let's go back to simulating until playoffs end. The Yankees do take care of him. And the Dodgers were knocked out by the Cardinals. That is unbelievable. I don't care that Seth Beer is recovering well. So it's the Yankees and the Athletics, and then the Cardinals and the Reds in the championship series. I'll just go like this. Yankees up 2-0, 2-0. They're looking for the sweep, which they accomplish. And the Reds are dominating the Cardinals. So we have a World Series of the Yankees and the Reds in 2020 in this save, which is super interesting. The 88-win Yankees cruised through the playoffs, even though they did not cruise through the regular season. And the Reds making the World Series. Both are really interesting. Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer are in Game 1. Game 1 goes to New York, 11-0. Holy crap, they just destroyed them. Archer versus Sonny Gray. Oh, they traded for Chris Archer. What an interesting move for New York. I don't hate that, especially if he turns out to be good. But if he puts in another performance like he had last year, that's kind of a bust of a trade in my opinion. But Archer versus the former Yankees pitcher Sonny Gray. And that game goes to the Reds. Yankees were hammered by Senzel.
according to the recap there. Game 3 in New York. We're going to New York now. Luis Castillo versus Tanaka. It goes to Cincinnati, 2-1 lead in the World Series. De Sclafani versus Domingo Germán. The Reds get hammered by Stanton, go down 7-2. Game 5 in New York. New York grabs the 3-2 lead in the, what I believe was the Garrett Cole matchup. Garrett Cole versus Trevor Bauer matchup. We move on to Game 6. This is, right, all for 100%, all for the Reds. Archer versus Gray in the Game 6 decider here in Cincinnati. If the Yankees win, they win the pennant. Reds bring it to a Game 7. They murdered them 16-0. Oh my God. Freddie Galvis with 2 homers. We're going to Game 7. Masahiro Tanaka versus Luis Castillo in Game 7 in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's hosting a Game 7 of the World Series. Incredible here. And the 2020 World Series champions are... oh, the New York Yankees! 4-1, they take it. Aroldis Chapman saving the World Series, ending it against his original team, the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, that would have been so good if the Reds won. But wow, what a series that was. And if I saw that correctly, World Series MVP was actually Nick Senzel. Wow. We were offered Nick Senzel, but for a ridiculous amount at the trade deadline, so I didn't think that was going to be worth it. Wow, what a series. That's incredible. Wow. Fun time. Well, I know, right? I'm disgusted because the Yankees won. It's wow. The 88 win New York Yankees win the World Series. Who is really surprised, though? Who is really surprised? I will say, I think that might be it. I think I might call that today. That's 3 hours. I know, right? Chapman getting the Game 7 save. That's been 3 hours today. I think I'm going to be recording a little bit for the channel later tonight, so wanted to get this in for launch day. I'll probably be playing all week, if not all month, if not all forever. I'm quarantined, so yeah, please go ahead, hit me with the follow, guys, so you guys can see when I'm back on continuing this. But I think that's probably going to be it for now. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy. My computer's starting to lag a little bit. This is what happens when I stream for 3 straight hours. My computer starts to not want to be alive anymore. But I hope you guys enjoyed tuning in here. Yeah, if you guys want to see more, hit that follow button. But I will probably I'll see you guys tomorrow. Then I'll be back online. So hope you guys enjoyed.